Alan, first of all, we'll start by saying congratulations. You've just had a baby girl. How has that changed preparations heading into Dubai?
Yeah, it's been life-changing, to say the least. I've watched over the years my coach have two children, and I knew it would be a challenge when the day came for me, but it really has put everything in perspective. I've ate, slept and breathed throwing for the last God knows how long, and I've always had this habit of putting all this pressure on myself and expecting the best out of myself, and it doesn't always happen, and it's easy to get down. But I think having Phoebe now, it really has put everything in perspective, because win or lose, it won't matter, because when I see her, I feel like I've already won, to be honest.
And how has fatherhood changed you, both as a person and from an athletics perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really get away with half the things I used to do. I kind of have to grow up a bit now, but no, it hasn't really changed anything as of yet. I know there's tougher times to come, but we'll try just to keep everything the same going into this World Champs, and I think I will grow as she grows. So I'm learning every day. Luckily, I've got Ryan, who's a great mentor for me, and he's been there, done it. So I'm always prepared.
And coming into these World Championships here in Dubai, how are you feeling?
I feel good. I mean, it's been a rough year, a long year. I can't say I've ever competed in November before, so that's a challenge within itself. And obviously, there's not much time with the turnaround for Tokyo. So yeah, it's been a challenge. I've only competed a handful of times, and we tried to make the most of the long year and get 2 winters in. And because I feel so good, I've been wanting to throw silly distances, but it's key to remember the process and going through the gears. And at the moment, I feel like I'm getting better every week. I'm not. I'll be the first one to admit I won't be 100% here, but there's no way that I'm going to be going down without a fight. And come Tokyo next year, it'll be hard for anyone to compete against me, because that's what everything's for. At the end of the day, the big picture, the Paralympic Games. But no, I'm excited for this one. This will be very tough for me. All the big boys are here, and I'm just looking forward to getting in there and having some fun, to be honest.
Your World Championships pedigree speaks for itself, really. It's gold, 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 year after year after year, champ after champ after champ. Does that add any extra pressure to you?
Well, it's quite funny, actually. I was speaking to Ryan, and he was saying how you can be a victim of your own success, because we've been dominating the world scene since 2013 now. So obviously people coming into these champs already trying to put the gold medal around my neck, but if you look at the rankings, I'm not even in the top 3. So the pressure's always there. You're not a real athlete if you're not coming in expecting the gold, regardless of where you rank. The best person will always win on the day, and that's one thing that I know how to do, is pull it out when it matters. And like I said, I think this one we're just gonna have a bit of fun. It's absolutely irrelevant for me. Obviously, I want another world title, but the main focus is Tokyo. But yeah, I feel good. I feel like I can throw far. We'll just have to wait and see.
And how have you summed up 2019 so far? You mentioned it's been a little bit rocky, but how would you assess it from your own perspective?
I think I bit off more than I could chew, to say the least. It's a massive learning curve. Obviously, of trying to move house, having Phoebe wasn't planned, of course, but what a gift. Of course, I got engaged as well, so we have a marriage that we're planning for next year, and amongst all of that, trying to compete at the World Champs as well. Just a little thing at the end. So yeah, it's been very, very hard. I think the only good thing to come out of it right now is that I know it won't ever be this hard again. So it's definitely been character building, and I think I'm prepared for anything now.
And flashback to London 2017, the celebration, first of all, when you claimed shot put gold on that special night.
Yeah.
What memories have you still got from then?
That will forever be the highlight for me. It will be very hard to beat. Yeah, I remember when I first came into the sport, how I wanted to deliver a PB on the big stage, and I've always said to Ryan, I love to throw a PB when it matters. Luckily he's the master when it comes to programming, and that 2 weeks we were flying, and I can safely say now I probably should have gone a bit further, because I was in good nick, and that wasn't something that just happened overnight. It was a process of 3 years of hard work, consistency without breakdowns and injury and technical, but back garden, 40,000+ people, it was an opportunity that I just grabbed with both hands, and I just wanted to show everyone what I can do. And we saw a glimpse of it, but I think there is more to come in the future. It's just trying to get that consistency that we've always had within, breakdowns technically with my throw-in leg and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, it's London 2017 will always be very, very special. But I'd like to think it's the start of something. I've still got a lot of time to develop, and I'm always even though I feel I'm ancient, I'm always constantly reminded by Ryan that I've got years ahead of me yet and a lot to improve, which I suppose is very, very exciting, because next goal has to be get as close, if not over, 20 metres. So yeah, it's a lot of hard work. It's not going to happen easily, and hey, it might take 10 years yet, but I'm sure we'll get there.
This championships as a whole, you've mentioned you coming outside of the top 3. That kind of relieves the pressure a little bit, but we know what you're like.
Yeah,
you're going to want that top medal. What's it going to take for you to get there?
I don't think I've never really had a problem with the pressure of everyone else, like media, athletes, everyone who they expect me to win. That's fine. I can deal with that. It's the pressure I put on myself that I need to manage, because I go in there and I want to throw a distance. I always want to throw a PB, and whatever the medal is, great. If it's not, hey, I'm obviously not the best man that day. But for me, it's for the performance, and it always is. And there's so much has changed technically, and I've got a new throwing leg this time round. So I feel like I'm starting another journey. And sometimes you do have to take a couple of steps backward before we go forward again. But yeah, I would say like the pressure's always going to be there. I could come in ranked 30th in the world. I think, because you've been there and done it, people think, oh well, and that's the beauty of it. People are looking at me, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to control the outcome, because you're almost like a puppet master in these competitions, and especially when you're in the call room, everyone's looking at you, and you can kind of sum up. And yeah, there's a lot of psychology in it, but I like to think that me and Ryan know what we need to do.
And in terms of that process towards 2020, obviously the main goal, how important are the World Championships in that?
Oh, they're very important. It's a stepping stone for every athlete, and we have a lot of new athletes coming in now that will be gearing up for Tokyo, and obviously the introduction of Russia back in, so that'll be interesting to see as well. They seem to have brought an army to these champs, but it's a stepping stone, because you get to have a glimpse of everyone, and you can add like an extra 25% on whatever they're going to do a year, in the next 7 months, 8 months. So I think it's great to have, just to get familiar with that, competing on the big stage. Or I feel like we haven't been there. I know with the Europeans last year, but I feel like we haven't had this big stage since 2017. So yeah, it'd be good to almost dust off the cobwebs again, and kind of warm the body up ready for Tokyo.
The temperature is something that's been talked about a lot as well. How's that going to help or hinder you when it comes to competition? Yeah,
I think it's actually a nice temperature. Obviously, for the throwers, especially like me, being 120 kilos, it's tough just walking around. So it does. I think when we went to Doha in 2015, that I struggled but this is nowhere near as hot. I think it's a good 10 degrees less, so it's still mid-30s, and still got to manage it well. But luckily this time as well, I'm not competing 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm 8 o'clock at night, so it'll be a lot cooler, and it makes my life easier, because I don't need to keep trying to stay warm like we do back home in Wales, where it's raining all the time, and you always have to keep on your toes trying to stay warm. It's a lot easier for me, because I can conserve energy and keep my body temperature up, so win-win.
And we're in the sort of closing stages now until your competition. What happens for you between today as we speak and the comp day?
So I have 2 sessions left, and then about 36 hours of rest. So before the comp, so we're going to throw tonight, just getting that familiarisation, that feeling, finding that pathway. Then some weights tomorrow, keep the body ticking, get it explosive, nothing crazy, and just put the shoes on Sunday night, and we go to war.